Hello, welcome to this week's video. This week I was standing in front of the wood heap or wood pile trying to decide what wood piece I should turn. My lovely wife walked past and inquired as to what I was staring at. I was just standing there staring at the wood pile, and I said I couldn't find a piece of wood to turn. Well, she laughed at me and walked away. I'm not sure if I'm the only one who has a pile of wood and cannot find a piece of wood to turn. I always seem to have trouble deciding what to turn and then trying to find a piece of wood. Sometimes I just get a piece of wood and start turning it, and it usually comes out okay in the end. Anyway, the wood pile has an assortment of species. I've also got a good supply in the shed that has dried over the years. The wood pile outside is still green wood. It hasn't dried off too much. Some of the species of wood that I've got include manigum, elm, some of the fruity species, almond, apple, pear, cherry, this swamp gum, she oak, which I use a fair bit of, oak, which I haven't turned. I've got still got a lot of mistletoe. There's also black wattle, red gum, yellow box, mulberry, banksia. I've just got some poplar I picked up the other day, and I've got a few eucalyptus type wood. I've got a great variety of wood. I've just got to think of things to use it for. So I finally settled on a piece of apple, and it started to go punky, and it was a spalting. I've always seen the American videos, and they've got spalted maple and different woods that are spalting, and I really hadn't seen many Australian woods spalting. But I've found that the wood pile is in a shady area. It doesn't get much sun, so over the winter it's very moist, and so the fruity woods seem to spalt fairly easy. This apple piece is only a couple of years old, and it's already started spalting quite well. There's another couple of pieces of the apple which I may have to use up for it. They get too soft and I won't be able to use them. Once on the lathe, the apple log was fairly soft, so soft in fact that the tailstock came loose at one stage, and I was lucky enough to figure out that it had come loose, and I turned it off and tightened it up. The tools that I used on this one was the roughing gouge, the 1/2 inch spindle gouge, and the round tipped carbide tool just to hollow out the centre. It was fairly punky, the wood, so I used a couple of coats of tung oil. So this one I decided to keep it fairly simple because there was a lot of spalting on the outside. I was afraid that if I went too deep and tried to get too fancy, I'd lose some of that spalting. But it came up quite nice. I liked the spalting. Very envious of the Northern Hemisphere turners who seem to have a lot of spalted wood. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. I'll see you next time. Cheerio.